Ladies and gentlemen, our inventory here at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston is up 350%. You heard me right, 350%. I mean, this is awesome. Or is it? There's been a bunch of videos coming up recently about how new car inventories are up and they're climbing. I think the national average is somewhere in the 50% range. And this is all leading to people believing that times are changing, things are getting better, dealerships are getting inventory, which means deals will be coming back. Now, these are based on national averages, they're based on articles, based on reports, based on a lot of things that are really a broad range or a broad spectrum of information. So what I want to do in this video is get laser focused to our inventory here at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston, where I work on the front lines as a salesperson. I've been working here since 2005, and I think it'll be pretty cool to kind of take a look at an individual dealership's inventory and see, in a sense, what does 350% increase actually look like? Now, what I would also ask is, if you work in the automotive industry, if you're in sales, you're at a dealership, you know, share with us in the comments your experiences. You know, where are you located in the country? You know, what city, what state? What do you sell? What brand? And what are you seeing as far as new car inventory? Do you have issues? Do you not have issues? You know, what are your experiences? Let's get some pinpointed, laser-focused comments at particular dealerships as well. So to reintroduce myself, my name is Dave, I go by Dave B, and I work here at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston. Now, Schumacher Chevrolet does have 5 locations in northern New Jersey, so I'm one of the 5. We're in Livingston. For reference, that's about 25 miles outside of New York City. And in a 30-mile radius, I would say we probably have at least 20 to 25 Chevrolet stores in the area. You know, this is the suburbs of Manhattan. This is the suburbs of New York City. We're very densely populated. There's a lot of cars on the road. If I had to estimate in that same 30-mile radius of where you might find 25 or so Chevrolet stores, you're gonna find hundreds of thousands of Chevrolets on the road. So we need inventory. So when we hear 350% increase of inventory, we're excited. Now, when they calculate these increases, they basically do what's called year over year, right? So October of 2022 compared to October of 2021. Now, if we go back to a video I uploaded back in October of 2021, and you watch that video, you'll notice that at that moment, we had 12 vehicles in stock and available for sale. 12 new vehicles, that is. And as of right now, on the parking lot, which you're familiar with if you watch my videos, we currently have 42 new cars available. By the way, here's a quick shot of our storage lot. Now, just to give you an idea, we have 42 vehicles right now. Normal pre-pandemic levels were probably somewhere around 200 to 250, and this lot was pretty much like half filled at all times. Actually, we used to take our customers down to that lot to look at vehicles because we would have them all lined up perfectly, and we had a lot more room down there than we do, you know, up here. So let's recap real quick. A year ago, we had 12 vehicles available on the lot. Today, October 18th, 2022, we have 42 vehicles on the lot. 350% increase, sounds great. Now, the question is, what is that inventory comprised of? You know, what are the cars that we have available here? And that's a little bit what we're gonna talk about right now, because I wanna start with the Malibu. We have 9 Malibus currently available. You can see we have 8 here. We have 1 spot available. That's a Malibu that we actually put out on the showroom floor. So we have 9 Malibus. Sounds great, right? Guess how many Malibus we've sold so far year to date in 2022? 9. For whatever reason, it is just not a very popular model here at our location. Now, that can be for a number of different reasons, which this video is not about. It is a great car. It rides great. It looks good. It's got some nice features to it. They're reliable, but we just don't sell them here. And what I did was I pulled up the last 6 years of Malibu sales to kind of show you and go through how the sales on this car have actually been declining. So if we look back to 2017, that's when the previous owner sold the store and the Schumacher family bought it. We did 73 new Malibus. 2018, we did 55 new Malibus. 2019, we did 29 new Malibus. 2020, the pandemic hit, you know, February into March. We had to close the store for a month and a half before we could reopen. You know, so it was a bit of a different kind of year. We did 23 Malibus. 2021, halfway through the year, chip shortage started really seeing a decrease in inventory. We did 14 Malibus, and year to date, we have 9 sold. So maybe we'll sell 12 for the year of 2022, but it's a declining market for us. It's not a market that we generally sell. You know, these vehicles. So for all purposes, in my mind, I say take the 42, subtract these 9 cars, we're really at 33. The next vehicle we're going to talk about is the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This is Chevrolet's #1 seller nationwide. Now, I don't have the numbers like I just did with the Malibu over the last 5 or 6 years for the Silverado, but I will tell you that we actually have been increasing over the years. There was a time where we sold very, very few Silverados. I've been here a long time, and little by little we've increased that, and we've started selling more and more. But here's the issue with the current Silverados we have. We do have nine available. So of the 42 vehicles we have that are new, 9 of them are Silverados. And this black 2022 Silverado LT Crew Cab Z71 is the only one that has a V8 engine. It's the 5.3. It's the engine that many people like in the Silverado truck, and it's the one that they look for. That's what's in this particular model. Guess what's in everything else? 4-cylinder turbo, 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 and the 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turbo. Now, I'm not ragging on a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turbo. I think it's a great engine. It's got plenty of power, plenty of torque. It can do a lot of things that trucks can do. I haven't yet sold one to anybody who's on the road driving it that's complaining about it. Once you test drive it, once you feel it out, people actually like it. Obviously, if you're doing any kind of normal towing and things like that, you probably would want a V8. But for the average truck buyer that we deal with here, who uses this as like an everyday vehicle for the family and the Home Depot runs and that sort of thing, the 2.7 liter turbo is a viable engine choice. It does the job, and it does the job well. However, the perception of most pickup truck buyers is they want that V8. So when 8 of the 9 trucks you have available have the 2.7 liter engine, it just makes them a little bit harder to sell and a little bit less desirable as far as available inventory. Not to mention, these are all pretty much the custom model or the 2FL, which is like a basic LT model. So if you want an RST, a High Country, a Premier, a ZR2, an LT with a Z71, like the one vehicle we have here, that's what's a little harder for us to get. Next up, the Chevrolet Equinox. You can see we probably have about 10 or 11 of them here in stock. This is all perfect inventory for us. These are all like all-wheel drive LT confidence convenience package vehicles. The occasional RS model. This is stuff that we sell and we have no problem selling. So this all makes me very happy. As do these couple of Trailblazers. We recently just got a whole bunch in. We actually had, I think, 4 total red RS model Trailblazers. That's the only one left. These we're selling right now. They're doing very well. We want to get as many as we can. So no worries about those. That's good inventory. As far as the Chevrolet Bolt and the Bolt EUV, we're going to make a completely different video about that, about the order process. Just know that the next 38 EVs and EUVs that are coming into this dealership are already sold. As far as Tahoe and Suburban, we're not going to really spend any time on that. We have right now 1 Tahoe available. It's an LS model. Pretty much any Tahoe or Suburban we get will be sold. Suburbans are all factory order sold anyway. They're taking 6 to 8 months to come in. Tahoe and Suburban market has been nuts in that we had a brand new model introduced for 2021, redesigned, looked great, and we just really haven't had the opportunity to capture the market like we normally would in normal times due to the pandemic, the chip shortage, and everything that's going on. The last model I want to touch on is the Chevy Traverse. Very popular model here at our location, at our store. Great family vehicle. People love them. It's been very popular really since its inception, but I did pull the numbers for the last 6 years. So in 2017, we sold 116 Traverses. 2018, they introduced a new body style, which is very similar to what you're looking at right here. We sold 158. 2019, 148. 2020, pandemic hit. Things started falling apart. We did 153, more than the year before. 2021, the chip shortage hit. We started having issues with inventory. We did 129. And year to date in 2022, I can't believe the number, but we have only sold 55 Chevrolet Traverses. And I promise you, we've literally sold every one we can get. Right now we have, I think, 5 in stock. I have 2 here. I have 1 out the farther part of the lot there. We do have 1 inside the showroom, and I think 1 is just getting PDI'd. Mind you, of the 5 that we had, 4 of them just got here yesterday. The crazy thing is, in order to get to like our normal averages, we would have to sell about 90 to 100 more Traverses in the next 2.5 months, to close out the 2022 model year and be on pace. And I can guarantee you we're not going to get that many here, so there's no way we're going to hit that number. One last thing to touch on is the majority of the 42 vehicles we currently have, we've received in like the last week and a half to 2 weeks. So it's new inventory. It's not like this inventory for the most part has been sitting around. Some of the Silverados have, But as far as like Equinox, the Trailblazers, all those Malibus, they've pretty much just arrived. And the majority of these vehicles arrive on rail cars, right? So they come in on a train into a port. It's in either Newark or Elizabeth, New Jersey. It's not far from here. And I frequently pass it. So I took some video of it as I rolled by it today. Now what I'm doing is I'm driving down the Turnpike Extension Bridge. Forgive me, it's a little far away. The GoPro can capture it a little bit. I'm kind of zoomed in to really focus on the lot itself. But as you can see here on the lot, if you look into the distance, you can see that the lot is fairly empty. There's a bunch of red trucks there right in the foreground, which are loaded up and ready to ship vehicles. As we move down the highway here, you'll notice, again, there's a lot of room in this lot. Now, it's hard, if you don't pass this as much as I do, to see the amount of cars that are in this lot. This is actually half full, I would say. Up until about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when all the vehicles arrived here, this lot was full. I mean, it was chock full of cars. Now, during the height of the chip shortage and even during the pandemic, things like that, I've seen this lot where it was literally completely empty. So if you look at the vehicles that are in this lot, and it's not just Chevy, like you'll see Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Ram, you'll see Dodge Challengers and Chargers. You see all different brands coming in through those rail cars into this port. And if you think about all the dealerships in our area that this port sends vehicles to, this is not a lot of vehicles. So although inventories are currently up, the question is, how long will they be up? Once we sell out of the supply that we have, how soon until new stuff starts coming in? What I suggest you do is subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to just focus on this sort of stuff and talk about it all the time. So if this interests you, please hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you very shortly in the next video.